like many other towns here in Georgia, not just South Georgia, but Georgia in general, there seems to be a problem with the newly elected black mayors here in the state of Georgia. The people just left going over to City Hall for the executive session. Of course, we can see that historic and ancient courthouse there, and the rest is history, as you can see on my YouTube channel. I just had one lady to ask to speak with me. She heard I was coming in, so we want to interview her if she so pleases. This the Ghetto Free Press.
While she filming me, you see her filming?
Yeah.
You see her filming
Who
me?
is she? She with the news media?
No, they all against. I mean, when I say they trying to get me out of this position any kind of way they can, they trying to get me out of this position any kind of way they
Okay.
can.
Well, they have a right to film, so
I don't care.
and I don't mind that myself.
Oh, I'm finna turn mine away.
Okay, just focus on me, though. Let's let them do what they do. You know, let's let them do what they do. Greeting. Once again, this is the Ghetto Free Press, and of course, I'm George Boston Rhymes, and I'm in Lumpkin, Georgia. Lumpkin is another one of those cities out of the 13 to 14 cities and counties wherein black elected officials are under fire. They are under fire to the degree that they are really in trouble. They are trying to remove them from office. They are bringing them up on all kind of charges. They are also in some of these areas, like the Quitman 10+2 in Brooks County, the voting of black people in Georgia voters are being intimidated. They are suppressing the black vote. In like Hampton County, Georgia, and Sparta, the city, they called me over a year and a half ago, but 3 months ago, I interviewed them, and you can see them on the channel. But today I'm in Lumpkin, and what's your name?
Naya Williams.
Naya Williams. Actually, speak up a little louder, but Naya Williams, you are here tonight, and of course they just went into executive session. I thought they were going to have a meeting. So you later told me that possibly that this is relating somewhat to your situation. Am I correct?
Yes, sir. It's very possible.
Okay, and what do you do here in the city of Lumpkin?
I'm here in the city of Lumpkin. I am the city administrator for Lumpkin.
Okay. The things that you can share with the people of the state of Georgia, the nation, and the world, I'm asking you to state what you see as a problem and has been a problem here in Lumpkin concerning the mayor, your position, and maybe the news media or the police department, and try to keep names out of it right now in terms of personnel. But make your point, and if you want to call their name, you have a right to do so as far as I'm concerned. Okay, go ahead.
We're here in the city of Lumpkin, Georgia. I've been an employee here since March 31st. I found myself 2 weeks after I've been an employee here being locked up and going to jail for seem as though it's dealing with a lot of racism. That really is the initiative, as everyone knows, and I'm very aware of over 13 or 14 counties here in the state of Georgia. I mean, we're dealing with these same issues, so it's nothing new, but it needs to be drawn attention to and people made aware of. I'm just really speechless to a certain extent about a lot of things that are going on. I mean, like it was just stated, I think that this meeting is dealing with me. Since I've been here in the city of Lumpkin, Georgia, we have regular call meetings, we have regular workshops, but we've had, regular council meetings, we had call meetings, seem as though we having a call meeting every 3 to 4 weeks, and they're always dealing with personnel, and what it all boils down to, it is dealing with me. Because of the color of my skin, and that's pretty much, to me, the basis of it. I'm being attacked left and right for no reason. I am educated. I haven't done anything wrong.
Tell me about your qualification before you get into the beef or what you want, the point you want to make. What's your qualification?
I am a Bachelor of Science dual major. Besides being a dual major, a Bachelor of Science, I do have an associate's degree in that, Associate of Science as well.
From where?
Troy University. Okay. Right now, I'm currently a student getting my master's degree in urban planning as well. Okay. But regardless of what, that seems as though that isn't the case, that isn't enough, because of the fact that once removed from a position that I had at one point in time, they put someone in there that wasn't qualified, that wasn't educated, that has different things on her background. So therefore, the initial background check that was done, that you do for every employee, they wanted to go far and beyond, so they did a more extensive background because I didn't have anything on my background. I mean, I've been under attack as well as the mayor. I mean, as a lot of people really maybe not know, African American black mayors are under attack here in the state of Georgia. Our mayor here in the city of Lumpkin is one. It's really unfair that no matter how much qualifications or educations or even experience that you have, you still gonna face oppositions just because of the color of your skin. I mean, and being honest, I'm tired of it. Racism is clearly shown here in the city of Lumpkin. These are things that when I was younger you read about in history books. Now that I know that it does exist still, I mean, it's not a shocker, but it is an eye-opener, and I'm hoping that a lot of people become aware of the situation. I mean, we've tried, and I've tried to reach out to other organizations that may be able to help, other state and government organizations that may be able to help, and they're brushing it under the rug. But let me expel some rumors. Before I started working in the city of Lumpkin, Georgia, I didn't know anyone, especially the mayor of Lumpkin, which they are trying to sexually and romantically connect me with. That is a lie. As far as me not being educated, that is a lie. As far as me not having any experience, that is a lie. Everything that I have on my resume and anywhere else, I can produce documents. But some of the people that are in office and in positions of authority and administration, they were put there just out of spite, racism. They can't produce nor show certain documents, but they don't seem to care. They put them in there anyway.
So your credentials and your qualifications can be documented beyond question?
Yes, sir, they can, beyond question.
Okay. Go ahead, I'm sorry. I'm going to ask some questions when you finish. Go ahead. Okay. All right, next I want to ask you about, what about the law enforcement, the police department? Have you had any encounters negatively towards the law enforcement officers or the county sheriff?
Here in the city of Lumpkin, yes, I have. 2 weeks after I was employed here, let me get this clear. I was hired March 31st as the city clerk.
Of this year?
Of this year, yes. Because in this charter, it states that the city clerk has to be appointed by city council. The city council voted me out of the position. Therefore, I was left without a job. I did make it aware to, the mayor here that if he ever needed me for anything, because at that time I was pretty much doing the administrator and the clerk's position because we didn't have an administrator at the time. So I was aware of what, the day-to-day operations and everything else that goes on in the city of Lumpkin. Maybe about a week after I was voted out of the position, I left the position and I was given a call back to possibly come in as interim city administrator, and I accepted the offer. To get back to your question, on 2 weeks after I started working here initially, I was harassed by a police officer. I wouldn't have thought anything of it, but it's how he did approach me, knowing that I was the only person around at that time, and he knew that I was a city worker. But the way he approached me threw up a red flag for me to address it to the mayor and a few other people addressing the situation that very day. Well, I made a report about that, and the next day, needless to say, I found myself going to jail, dealing with the same police officer for no reason. And me personally, I feel it was a setup, and the reason being why I'm getting arrested at the same time, there are council members that are standing outside of the police station waiting for me to be brought back. So, I mean, that's the kind of stuff that is going on here.
Wait, hold on, if you don't mind, hold on right there. Keep your point, but I want to ask you, because this is needed for the people that watch this. What charges was you brought up on? If you can say.
Yes, there were several misdemeanor speeding, reckless drive. I don't know if anyone has ever had a speeding ticket before, but if you look on the back of a ticket, there are more extensive charges that are on the back of a ticket that they actually write. Pretty much all those charges that were on the back of that ticket, I got charged with those charges, which all were misdemeanors, but in the same sense too, I got charged with felony obstruction of an officer as well. What did I obstruct? I still to this day don't know.
Was there any witnesses?
I really don't.
Okay, you don't want to say that. That's good. I agree. I appreciate that. I don't want you to go against nothing your attorney. That's good. We don't need to go into depth. Thank you. Right. Another thing is that, so are you employed now here in the city of Lumpkin?
Yes, sir. I am the city administrator now in the city of Lumpkin.
Well, how do you get a job like that when didn't they vote you out?
They voted me out of the city clerk's position.
Right, but yet you hired again.
Right, because of my qualifications and my education and my credentials, I am certified and overqualified for this position.
Okay. And you live here in Lumpkin in the city, or do you have
No,
to?
I live in Columbus, Georgia.
Okay.
But right now I work in Lumpkin, Georgia.
Okay.
I have considered becoming a resident of Lumpkin, Georgia, because of the fact that, I mean, I've come here, when I started working here, I didn't know anyone.
Okay.
No one. And, you know, as coming here and, I mean, meeting citizens, I mean, dealing with the citizens on a day-to-day basis, seeing some of the things that they actually need help with. I mean, as far as the corruption in the government, in the city government, corruption in the police department. I mean, and I feel like if you don't, you know, stand up for something, you'll fall for anything.
When you say corruption, without getting specific that will go against something your attorney would disapprove of, what do you mean corruption? Is it in the hiring policies, or is it in the way they conduct business on a daily basis, or is it historic? I mean, what define
from the way
that?
I kind of see it, I mean, from me doing my research on this city, it's historic, but from what I'm seeing every day is how they conduct their business on a day-to-day operation.
Okay. I mean, just in the way they.
I mean, I get complaints from citizens all the time, dealing with police officers.
In terms of where they arrest, the way
they're harassed.
do their racial profile, is dealing with race.
I mean, it's harassment. I'm not going to even say racial profile, but profiling in
period. Okay, good. Okay.
I mean, the way they're, you know, instead of, you know, this is a small city, so it's a way you can handle and, you know, address, you know, certain things. And I'm seeing that they're not willing to, you know, budge to even see, you know, this is a small knit community. I mean, you see guys hanging on the corner. I mean, you know, true enough, yeah, they have no business there, but, you know, letting them know, I mean, even going up to them, maybe say, well, I'm warning, giving them a warning, you know, warning you all don't need to be here, especially if they're not, you don't actually see them physically doing anything but loitering. I mean, give them a warning. Okay. Don't just come up to them and jump out the car and throw them up against the thing, or, you know, a building or something, or get out and harass them and everything. I mean, you know, and then, I mean, it's crazy how, I mean, what I'm seeing and the stuff I've been reporting, I mean, and just being honest, I mean, they direct their problems to me. Only thing I can do is direct them in what to do, and I let them know that, I mean, that's a police issue, but I advise them, you know, that I couldn't do anything, go make a report about it. Okay.
So this evening, first, let me ask you another question. Do you know me? Have we met?
No, we haven't met.
Okay, but you have seen some YouTube videos, am I correct?
Sir.
Okay, I just want to clear that on that, because I've never met you before tonight that I know. Okay.
No, sir.
And you asked me, you asked me that to step outside, and that's how we got to do this interview. Do you have anything else you want to say before I ask you the last question?
Basically just saying that, you know, if there are people out there, or, you know, like I said earlier, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And I mean, I refuse to fall for anything when, I mean, I didn't do anything in the begin with. So therefore, I mean, I would take that stand. And we don't have enough of us as blacks. And I mean, I'm not saying African American, I'm saying blacks, to stand up and to do what's right. I mean, you come and you say what you want to see done different and what you would like to see this and would like to see that, but no one is actually taking a stand. I mean, it takes more than one, but in the same sense, if that one can do it, I mean, 2 or 3 get together, I mean, that's a force to be reckoned with. I mean, I just wish that communities and just these leaders that are in position, you know, start putting together to make a difference.
I saw this evening, I noticed that I think it was 2 females walked out. And do you know if they were attorneys or not? Because I do know in executive session, doing personnel, a lot of times they can take the attorneys in there. Do you know anything about that setting?
Yeah, those, both of those are, well, one of them is the city attorney, the other one is her associate.
Okay, okay. Well, are they trying to, if you can mention it, if you can't, don't say nothing. Are they trying to remove you out of the job now? Or have you filed an EOC complaint or anything on that line? Or normally, I'm retired military, normally there's a routine procedure on that. So
I'm advised not to speak about that
right
now. But from my understandings, I mean, the rumors that I've heard and the way I've been approached about certain things, yes, I heard they are trying to remove me from this position right now.
Overall, being from Columbus, how do you view the city of Lumpkins? Because I came here, man, I guess a year ago. I was called when a councilwoman, I don't know if she's still on the council, her name was Debbie Stone, I think it was. She referred to the mayor and called him a nigger, and I was called up here, but I know who I was called by. It was not a black person, but they asked me to come because they had seen how I had covered other cities, and I came, and I did a video and interviewed the mayor.
She's still on council.
She's still on council?
Yes.
Do you know if anything happened to her for using that word Do you know if they did anything to her?
I know that it were actions taken as far as going forward to try to do things, but when you have people in certain positions that are not going to do what's right and try to, you know, you didn't meet deadlines for quote-unquote recalls, or you didn't do this, or maybe something was thrown away or put here and put there. Therefore, when time runs out with certain things and all of that, you have to start that process over again.
Okay. When I got here this afternoon, I was overwhelmed by the number of people that filled the chambers there, or the council meeting at City Hall. So my question is this routine to have this many people at a meeting, or is there something in the air that people know about?
There's something in the air that people know about. I mean, usually, like I say, we have regular council meetings. Our council meetings are the second Monday of every month. But it seems as though every time something actually happens, as far as certain things dealing with me, of course, I mean, it's a call meeting. My second day back on the job, coming in as city administrator, I came in on a Monday. They did a call. They requested for a call meeting that Monday. We had a call meeting that Tuesday, just because I was back.
Okay. Now, you also mentioned earlier, and I'm only doing this for the record, because what I see here, I see it same thing happening in many other cities where we have newly elected black mayors. I mean, newly elected. A lot of the older mayors I call, like the mayor in Vienna and other mayors, they're not having these problems. It's mostly where within the last 8 years, I would say, I guess, after President Barack Obama became president, it seemed as if though this trend started. I go all the way up to the Secretary of State, as well as the governor's office, and Eric Holder, the Department of Justice, have all been notified about what's going on here. Because what we see is a direct result of voter suppression, voter intimidation, and keeping blacks out of office, as well as employing blacks in positions where there is a black mayor, et cetera, et cetera. 2 people in Gordon are now dead, and some people believe it because of the stress that has come from the pressure in these jobs in the city of Gordon. And that has to be proven, if it can be proven, but this is what people believe. And so now, I want to close on this. First of all, I appreciate your courage. A lot of people wouldn't talk, but I want to thank you for that. But now, looking back, I don't hear much about Mayor Gibson. Do you know, is he under the pressure, or how's he getting along in his position?
I mean, one thing I can say about Mayor Gibson, since I've been here in the city of Lumpkin, I see he's an honest, hard-working man. I mean, City Council set his salary at $2,800 a year. What person do you know, besides them actually having an interest in doing what's better for their city, would actually stay in position for $2,800 a year? I don't know. That's why I sit up and come to work every day, even when I feel like I may not want to come, or that I'm not feeling good. I mean, I come to work because I know he needs my support, because I see him trying to move the city of Lumpkin forward with all the oppositions that he faced, that they're trying to keep it at a standstill or even take it backwards. I mean, Mayor Gibson is an honest man. The city of Lumpkin, the way it seems, maybe, possibly, I mean, and just from how, I've just heard, they're used to possibly corruption. They're used to possibly things going, you know, they're used to things not going the right way. But now do you have a mayor that's here, you know, doing things the right way, not, you know, going against the charter, the city charter, not going against the city ordinance, not doing things just like he want to do it. It's a problem. And I just feel that, you know, he's under attack. And of course, I believe, you know, probably he's stressed out, but he keeps moving because he does see a vision for this city. I mean, and like I said again, $2,800 a year.
Do you know what the city councilman make?
A city councilman makes $100 a month.
Okay. So this is a small city. But anyway, what do you say about, this is what I was going to ask you earlier, but I forgot it. Now, you told me about a lady possibly recording you, am I correct?
Yes.
And so she has a right to do that under Georgia law, but what would you say to people that record you like that?
I mean, the only thing I may do is just turn around and wave for the camera.
Wave for the camera.
Just wave for the camera.
And what's your name again?
Naya Williams.
Naya, how you spell Naya?
N-I-Y-A.
N-I-Y-A. And you really are from Columbus, but you work here and you love what you're doing.
Yes.
And you do believe that you can make a difference here.
I see I have made a difference.
You have made a difference?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Overall, what do you think about, just excluding the problem that you've seen, what do you think about the community in general?
Lumpkin would be, and I mean, is a great place to live. I mean, I come here every day, and on my lunch break, I mean, of course, I don't really know anyone here, so I mean, it's not like I go to someone's house or anything like that. No, I go to the store, get me a bottle of water, but when I'm at...
Your name once again?
Naya Williams.
What closing remarks will you say what you have for the mayor, Charles Gibson, or in Quitman, James Charles Brown III, in Dawson, Georgia, Christopher Wright, or in Meigs, Georgia, Linda Harris, or in Warrenton, Georgia, George Ivy, or in, I can't think of the rest of them. It's 13 to 14 counties, the people in Hancock County. What would you say to all of these people? Would you recommend, and I'm not trying to set you up, but what would you say they all possibly need to do in order to connect the dots, where in the news media, including the Atlanta Journal and Constitution, MSNBC, 60 Minutes, 48 Hours, and others, what do you think they need to do in order to collectively report what is going on in it? What's your opinion on that?
I mean, as far as, first of all, let me say this to all you all. Keep doing what you're doing, because there's some people out there like me that will sit there and have your back and not afraid to stand up for what we believe in. As far as the media go, I mean, there's other outlets, as far as media like yourself. I mean, there are other outlets that you can reach out to. I mean, and yes, you have newspapers that are privately owned and that are biased. I mean, so you can't really do anything about that, but start going to the competition. Start dealing with the competition. I mean, after a while, and then the thing is, people fail to realize the same stuff over and over and over again. People tend to start turning a deaf ear to that. So just, continue to let them do what they're doing, but start reaching out to the competition. I mean, people like yourself and, other newspaper medias, social media, start your own newspaper, start your own news column, start your own newsletter. So it's other ways to go around those situations and, bring out the truth. Because a lot of things are being hid and a lot of things are not being said, just like, for instance, today at this council meeting. It's about personnel. I speculate it is about me, but by me not being able to go in executive session, I can't say it's about me. With that being said, it's just, it's ways around certain things, but you have to start grabbing the resources and doing the research to be able to go around certain things. And after a while, you'll cancel out. Society runs on, on a 360 axis. What goes around comes back around again.
Okay, thank you very much. And so that's what you would say about the news media. Oh, by the way, I work with in the South Georgia as well as Atlanta with a guy by the name of former state president DuBose. You ever heard of DuBose?
Yes, sir.
You ever worked with him?
No, sir, I've never worked with him.
But you heard of him?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Once again, give me that name again.
Naya Williams.
All right. Peace be unto you, Naya. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
God
sir.
bless you. Peace.
God bless you also.